Today is an exclusive. We have Pinky, Triple X, without the Vin Diesel on the line of Too Cool to Con. I want you to just speak on, all the ventures and things that you got going on in your life right now for the people to hear.
I'm actually just spending time with my family. I don't have adventures or anything exciting going on right now.
Okay.
I've only been maintaining my website and my fan club and, doing promotion on Instagram.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what you want to interview me about or what we want to talk about today. But I'm ready for whatever you want to throw at me.
Okay. The female voice that you're gonna hear, I sent you the link to one of her videos from my channel. Her name is Billions. She goes by Billions on the channel. She wanted to just kind of freestyle and throw some questions at you that nobody's probably ever asked you before in previous interviews and things. Go ahead, Billions, speak up.
Hi, Pinky.
How you doing?
I'm good. I was always wondering, as far as your webcamming and everything went, how did you switch up, or was it a platform for doing webcamming for you? And was the payout more and not less?
Well, I consider myself an adult entertainment, not just a porn star. So when you're an adult entertainer, and especially a porn star, there's many things you can do that fit under that category. So it's not about necessarily only making movies and then becoming a web model. Web modeling, doing autograph signings at conventions or porn stores, or me featured dancing at strip clubs. These are all things that porn stars do. You know what I mean? So I can tell you how I started webcamming is one of my neighbors.
How did you start webcamming? Because I know a lot of adult entertainment actors, etc., they do certain webcamming and appearances, etc. But I've always would see you on cam, on certain different little things on websites, and I always wondered did you enjoy doing that more?
Well, first I started webcamming. One of my coworkers and friends recommended it, and at the time, I just wasn't really interested in it because I didn't know anything about it, and I thought that when you got on cam that people were going to just make all these demands and tell you what to do. And finally she convinced me, saying, no, you have a huge fan base and you can pretty much do what you want to do. And if someone's being rude or disrespectful, you can ban them. It's not that serious. So it took me a long time. It took me from her telling me about it, I probably really didn't start camming until 4 years after that. And
oh, wow.
How I started was I actually was bored one day at home and found this website where you just click the space bar and you go into a different room. And it could be a guy, it could be a girl, it could be someone talking. You might see somebody jerking off or whatever, and you just keep pressing the space bar. And I was just messing around with it, and then I ended up talking to this guy for hella long. He was in another country, and just super random. And then when I got off that day, I was like, damn, I just spent all day camming with strangers all over the world. So, you know what? I need to tap into what my friend was telling me about this webcam shit, because honestly, I must be ready to do it, So then I called her and called her manager, and then they hooked me up, and that was with Streamate, and that's the only one I had knew about at the time.
Yeah.
And basically, they helped me with my application to get signed up as a porn star, because then you can charge the maximum amount per minute when you're under porn star category. I had knew, many years ago, I knew of a girl who I danced with in San Francisco who told me about camming, and she told me about this site. I forgot what it was called, but when I tried to apply, they never replied back to me, and I noticed it wasn't a lot of black girls on there, and when it was, they were dark and skinny. So I was like, well, maybe they weren't looking for someone that looks like me or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would say there's no comparison, because when you do a shoot is very time consuming. It's It's like a
Very
all-day thing.
Yeah.
And, you get paid in a check. Sometimes you get paid in a check right then and there. Sometimes you might get a check in 2 weeks with the taxes deducted, depending. But camming is completely different because when you're on cam live, the person's in your face. It's actually a lot more energy, and it takes a lot more because let's say I look down on my phone and I'm reading a message, and you just came in the room, and then you come in and say, "What's wrong, Pinky?" And it's like, there's nothing wrong. You just came in the room, and so happened I'm looking down reading this message off my phone. So it's like they want you to account for every second you're on there to have a certain sexiness or attitude or look, because at any time someone can come in the room at any time and misinterpret your attitude or misinterpret your facial expression or what you're doing, not even knowing, but for me, camming is much easier because I'm only doing stuff with myself, I'm not interacting with other people. I can do it for the comfortability of my own home. I can do whatever I want, and I feel like I'm more of myself. And I tell people, this is, an opportunity for you to spend time with me on my private time, and it's my fans, and they're really appreciative. And basically, I just be myself. If I want to go hard, I go hard. If I want to be nice, I be nice, and I just kind of keep a little mixture of both. Like, because you can't be, you can't be a sorry ass beggar. You know what I mean? Some girls be on there begging, acting hella sorry, and it's like they'll walk all over you. But you can't be totally bitchy either with attitude, because then they feel like, so I just try to be myself, and if I need to check somebody, I will, and if I want to be super nice, I will. I just pretty much go with the flow and be myself, and there's nothing wrong with setting someone straight and still maintaining a good attitude and being sexy. Like, I'll tell them, like, just because I told you what I said don't mean I'm angry. I'm just letting you know what it is, because if I don't show you how I want to be treated, how are you going to know, So, but I wouldn't say, so far as money, you're making, I can only speak from my experience. I'm making more money in a shorter period of time. So
no, the most money I've ever made was from camming, and I never cammed for a good period of time. Like, I cammed for at least a good 4 months straight and made over $80,000 just by the certain people that I were interacting with all over. And I was cheering myself at the time.
So the 4 months that you worked, how you spent a lot of hours online?
No, not a lot of hours. I would spend like at least between 4 or 5 hours a day, every day, and I didn't work weekends. But I was always having the same private calls and the same interactions with the same like 6, 7 people, but I would have a lot of people in my room at that time. And then when I learned about the sites and how much money they were getting off of you instead of towards yourself, that's when people take their business elsewhere and they do their own thing.
So what site did you work for where you made $80,000 in 4 months?
I was working on myfreecams.com, and I was doing certain live Jasmine feeds, but I wasn't on there a lot. I was on MyFreeCams a lot at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only really know about Streamate and Cam Soda. That was something that they brought me on early on. And, anytime it's anything new, when people ask me to do it, like, it's kind of like a catch-22, because it's a way for me to make a lot of money and quick money and stuff. But my influence is so powerful that it ends up watering everything down. So it's like, like, for instance, Chatstar was a phone service, and when I first started, I made like really, 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 really record-breaking good money that first week and the following weeks. But the more I promoted it, other girls saw I was promoting it, then it gave the company a way to say, "Oh, Pinky's doing it, so let's try it." And then what really messed it up was it wasn't necessarily competition with how many girls they had on there and the girls being less, because I've always been on platforms where I might charge more than other people. It was that they started a new thing where it's like, "Oh, have my number for free." So I told the girl who was my account manager, I was like, I don't know if it's a good idea. She's like, "Look, just try it for 24 hours. And I'm telling you, when customers see that they got something for free, they have the tendency to spend more money." And I'm like, okay, I must have tried it for like a couple hours and called her and told her, turn it off. Because I had like like hundreds and hundreds of phone people like getting the phone number, but wouldn't spend any money. So she was like, don't worry, when people get paid, all of these people who have your number, they're going to come back and spend money. Only one person out of like hundreds of people who got my number during those couple hours for free end up spending money. So I'm like, well, and I asked her and I was worried. I'm like, well, when you do this, are you going to let like multiple girls have the number for free, or how's it going to work? She's like, oh no, we're only going to do like 2 or 3 people at a time. And now when you go on there, it's like hella girls who got their number for free. Right. So it's like, I was like, I'd rather stick to my first mind, and my first mind is, the type of fans that I attract, they're either going to pay for it or they're not. Y'all can't, there's no gimmick to it. So if I'm going to charge X amount of dollars and it's the most expensive, either you're going to do it or you're not. You know what I mean? It's not no gimmick to where, oh, hey, you get my number for free, and then they're going to spend way more money on the text messages or this, that, and other. So...
Have you ever thought about really making your own, like, everything as far as a site goes?
No. People always ask, Pinky, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Everything is always just an idea. You could come up with 1,000,001 ideas, but until you put the money behind it, the energy, the time, get a team to do it, and I'm not into just jumping into things I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? You can waste money doing that. So it's like, and I'm not an escort service. I've never took interest in managing girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I don't want to have my own website where I'm doing webcams and having webcam girls and set my own thing up because I can get a bigger percentage. These companies and these websites have their own traffic and their own network. Yeah, I do have my PinkyXXX.com. I have a strong network, but it would take more time, energy, and money for me to do all that and to commit to that versus me just signing up online to someone that's already established. So it's not that I don't think about it or it's a good idea. I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's not that I wouldn't be able to. I'm sure I could, figure out how to do it. But I don't build websites. I don't do graphics. I don't, do this major promotion to get traffic to the sites, this, that, all of that. So you have to hire people to do all that,
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know exactly what it takes to do all that. But I will say that it does suck when it's a brand new company who relies on me to work for them and use me as promotion to other girls, and then I end up building their whole company and everything because I worked for them for just a month, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, but it is what it is. I already know that coming in, what influence I have. So, I mean, it just is what it is.
Somebody asked me this, and this could, both of y'all could bounce off this. In a generation today where, everything is instant gratification, this brother asked, what's your opinion on building chemistry between men and women? Because it seems like it has fallen off in years' time. It's a different kind of age now. And what in your mind would you see as a better way that men and women could spark up conversation between?
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, you have to have a level of self-discipline, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes men, not all men, but sometimes men can want more and more and more and more and more. And if the woman allows it and gives them more and more and more, they're going to accept more and more and more. And then their level of expectation and even what can make them hard or what can make them come, it's going to, grow and grow and grow. So I feel like if you're the type of person who, like, let's say, you might have looked at a sexy magazine with models in their swimsuits, and that might have got you off. To now, you see stuff twerking on Instagram for free all the time. So the same thing that could have made you hornier or got you off back then, now you see it all the time. So then when you have an interaction with a woman live, you might expect more. You might, maybe you might not. Maybe you're making that boundary like, okay, just because I see all this on the internet does not mean that in real life I should expect this. And I think sometimes guys have a hard time distinguishing reality from fantasy.
Yeah.
What you see is not always what you get.
Exactly.
Like, I have tons of emails of guys asking to hook up with me and stuff, and, and it's like, I I don't even reply to them as if I'm me. I reply because sometimes I have people who work for me reply to my emails when I'm busy, but then sometimes it is me.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to know it's me because then they try to get in a full-blown conversation with me. So I'll just say, hey, to contact Pinky directly for all fan mail goes to connectpal.com/Pinky. You can talk to her there. But I'll also say, what you see is not what you get. It's just a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, just because I'm Pinky the porn star and I act with professional actors who get tested and we use condoms does not mean that I want to meet up with one of my fans who just hit me DM, or I'm going to post an ad on Backpage, which I've never done. So anytime you see any of that is a scam.
It's not you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but see, guys, sometimes they'll get mad and they want you to put everything in the same category because they want to feel like, oh, it's all the same. You're fucking on film, you're doing porn, you're hoeing, you a stripper, you a hoe, you a hoe, you a hoe, you a hoe. But this is what people fail to realize at the end of the day, it's the woman who chooses.
Yeah.
So it's just the same as somebody being mad at the girl in high school because she fucked this person, and that person. Why she didn't want to fuck with me? And then the girl get in a situation where she almost raped because he like, man, you let my brother smash, you let him smash, you ain't gonna let me smash?
Why won't you let
hell
me?
no. But at the end of the day, whatever reason she let them smash, that's her personal reason.
Yeah.
No means no. So if she don't want to do it to you, but I think sometimes guys still have a hard time digesting that rejection. So by me being a porn star, it's like, well, you did this, you did that. So why? Okay, even if I had sex with a million porn stars, if I don't want to have sex with you, that's my choice.
Yeah.
How are you mad at me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back to the question with people bonding, I had read that Steve Harvey's book about how to, think like a man, act like a woman, think like a man type of deal.
Yeah.
And one of the things I read in the book, he was saying how you don't always have to show somebody with sex that you like them. You can, write them a poem. You can bring them flowers. You can, it's other ways of expressing yourself. And I think in our culture, when you're young, and I experienced this when I was growing up too, maybe from the bad things that I experienced in my life or not growing up with a father, I thought that if I like someone, how you show you like them is you have sex with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if it's from not having a father or to just being black from the community I'm in, and how everybody else, how everything, the influences of how it is.
And you don't use that as an excuse though either, right?
I know grown women who do this. And it's like sometimes you could be a grown woman and feel like you might not have nothing to offer me but your looks, but the fact that you got a big booty, or the fact that you think you got some good head skills. But then at the end of the day, when you only offer that sex and that's all you have to offer, what happens when somebody look better than you or can suck or do whatever it is you offer better? Or put it like this: what if somebody else who got a good job and an education, who look good, so the sex and the looks is one thing, but what about somebody who brings something to the table more than that?
Yeah.
You know? Then where does that leave you?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people need to know how to take things slow sometimes and actually get to know a person. There's too many unwanted babies and fathers not sticking around and crazy baby mamas, because when you lay down with somebody, you're not thinking, before I do this, is this somebody I plan on spending the rest of my life with? Is this somebody that if I have a child with, I see them being a good father or being a good mother? But nobody thinks long term. They only thinking about right then and there.
Yeah, the instant gratification.
So if then you on Facebook complaining about how your baby daddy this, how your baby daddy that, but guess what? He never liked you like that from the first place. You was just somebody he had sex with.
Yeah.
So you need to watch who you lay down with.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't have a protected sex. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people not living in reality. So if it's like, if you take the time to get to know a person, to see, okay, boom, and be able to recognize them red flags early on in a relationship, to be like, I don't think he's the right match for me. Or, you know what, I'm cool. Or, it's just too much casual sex and people taking sex the wrong way and turning it into more than what it's supposed to be, and having bad relationships and wasting their time and their life and with people who are not even right for them,
Yeah. Yeah, because I think he kind of drafted this question more like, You know, it seems like when a brother or even a female tries to interact with each other, it's like, oh no, you already wrong. You know, the last dude that I done had contact with, he rubbed me the wrong way. You probably do that the same way. You know, so that's why he kind of asked like the chemistry. It seemed like maybe a genuine brother may be trying to, you know, say, hey, how are you doing? He's not thinking like, no, you know, I want to smash or I just want to fuck or something like that. He's just trying to look for a way to in to, you know, get into her world. But like you said, you know, it's about, you know, writing a letter or poetry or something, just nice gestures without having to, okay, I done did this, what you gonna give me now, you know, that type of
see, the
mentality.
thing about it is, we've been influenced so bad from the music to music videos to reality shows to everything. It's not just children who are influenced. It's grown women and grown men who are influenced like they ain't got their own mind. Now, you say it's just entertainment. I should be able to listen to whatever kind of music I want to. Oh, it's just fun and games. But it's not fun and games when people are really digesting this information as knowledge and pertaining it to their lives and acting this certain way and being this certain way that they shouldn't be acting, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, now, like you said, a guy is just trying to holler at a girl and maybe be respectful, but from whatever experiences she had in the past, now she's not open to somebody that is trying to be nice to her because she don't even know how to accept the love because of all the abuse she's been through. She can't even recognize it when she see it.
Yeah.
And that comes from people playing so many games.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everything you hear and see is about playing games, people cheating, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, cheating, and everybody think it's cute and think it's funny. You know? Oh, she wasn't saying that when you was at my house, or oh yeah, he was calling me when he was with you, and all of this. They think it's cute.
Yeah.
But people they don't understand that. The fans at home not understanding that this is off the TV. These are real people that's just trying to find their way and get whatever, you know, celebrity brand that they can build so that they can make a way for themselves and make some type of money on whatever level they're trying to do it, you know?
Yeah.
All this stuff is not real all the time, all this drama, you know? But people imitate it. You know, people been exploited from the Jerry Springer show, all of this. Some of this stuff is real, but a lot of it is fake. But people end up imitating and doing what they see.
Yeah.
And then letting their kids watch it and see it, and it just becomes a big cycle. But at the end of the day, it's like you complain about not having a good woman, you complain about not having a good man, but you wouldn't see it if it was right in your face. You don't know how to recognize it.
Yeah.
Are you in a relationship at the moment, Pinky?
Absolutely.
And
I ain't never been the type of person that.
As far as
I've only. It's crazy because when I was single, I ended up being in a bad relationship with someone who didn't deserve to be with me because I was single for so long. I don't want to be with a punk ass trick.
Yeah.
But my stand is not a punk ass trick because I'm not a punk ass hoe. That was the mentality I had before porn, because before porn I was a strip hoe, but I retired escorting and doing all those things long before I started doing porn, because that was the whole point of me doing porn, is so I could become a brand and make myself to a level where I didn't have to see people person to person anymore, and I've successfully done that. So that was the only one thing that I didn't switch my mind. I switched everything else about, you know, looking at things differently to get different results, and how this is not the same as hoeing and I don't have to do this, because a lot of girls only do porn to up their hourly rate as an escort. Me, I didn't want to do that at all. You know what I mean? I wanted to do autograph signings and hostings and feature shows and webcam and whatever else, merchandise and all of that, you know? So now I'm like, why would I judge a fan and not want to be with a fan when I wouldn't want a fan or anyone judging me for me being a porn star?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. You know, so it took a while because I dated people. I wanted to date people who knew me as Sarah. So I went through a stage of going to backwards to date people who knew me before I was Pinky, thinking that, ooh, they really know me. But, you know, so, you know, it just don't work. It doesn't work like that. And it is true that when you least expect it, God's going to bless you with somebody in your life. When you least expect it. And then you might even figure out, like in my case, he was riding my nose the whole time. And when it happened, I tell him, like, I feel like I was like Ray Charles, and all of a sudden I could see. It's like I was blind, and now I can see. It all immediately hit me, like, at one time, like, boom, I love you, and I want to be with you for the rest of my life. And it just, boom, it just hit me, you know what I mean? So I've been blessed to experience that type of love, and luckily somebody that's respectful, understand my situation, that was a fan and was around me, and kind of know, you know, my business a little bit from being around me and all of that. So I got lucky, you know. I don't really parade my business too much in the media because I don't like to have my private life, you know, and I'm not on a reality show, so I'm not getting paid to talk about my personal life, you know. Because I've been ridiculed in the past for so much unnecessary stuff and rumors and lies that I don't even feel comfortable sharing, you know, my happiness with people because I'm afraid that people are going to torment me or turn it into something else. So I don't even put people in my business. I don't go posting pictures. Like, I do have a private Instagram and a private Facebook for my friends and family, and it's a few, you know, fans and people I don't know that might have trickled in that I might followed or whatever. So it's some people that know about my relationship, but I don't put it out on my main pages or on the masses.
Yeah, because that's no one's business anyway. You have to have something for yourself.
Yeah.
So tell me this: what wise words would you have for somebody, you know, young coming up, you know, that's kind of undecided about which route they should go within their world? You know, you got those influences in your life, you know, that, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't be about this. What would you tell them to, you know, to see, to, you know, turn more into self? Like, no, go pursue your dreams. What routes? What kind of advice would you lend on that note?
Well, that's a good question. Often I get messages from young people, and I go hard on the paint on them.
Okay.
Like, I go so hard, and then they end up being like, "Damn, Pinky," and then they end up thanking me in the end because I end up telling them how I went at them. Yeah. But I'll have a girl. I'll give you a couple of situations.
All right.
It'll be a girl, 18, 19 years old, and she'll be like, I'm interested in doing porn, you know, and I'll just tell her straight up, like, you know, you too young to make a life-changing decision like that. Are you ready to, it's no guarantee you're going to be successful.
Okay.
And someone's going to make sure your family knows. So when you come home, everybody's going to call you a hoe, label you as a hoe. They're going to be imaging you taking cum shots to the face. You ready to get nutted in your face and fucked in your ass for a little bit of nothing? Like, I get up there, I'm real crazy and say all kind of stuff, and they be like, "Damn, I didn't know it was like that." And I'll be like, "Yeah, like, people are getting taken advantage of out here, men and women. Like, it's a really dark lifestyle, more than what people know because they're not in it, you know. Yeah. And people who are in it are not going to portray those images and talk about what goes on in the industry because it's nobody's business. You know, we're not going to exploit ourselves or tell it tea like that. Yeah. Like, it's still stuff that I'm not going to discuss because it's nobody's business, even though I will express how I feel. So then I also get women who might say, okay, I'm in college and I need to make some extra money, you know, or I got 3 kids and I'm trying to pay, you know, for this and this is that. And I tell them, like, you need to get a job. You need to do whatever you can do because you already coming into the situation desperate. Do you know how many people will take advantage of you? You can't come in desperate. You come in desperate, then that means they can get you to do anything. Anything. And then you black? Come on, they might have you on ghetto gaggers, getting DP, doing all kind of stuff for what, $300 or $400? So it's like, I try to make them understand from a realistic point of view that this ain't something you just jump into and don't know nothing about, or you desperate, or you trying to make a quick buck. It don't work like that, you know what I mean? And even if you think, oh, well, I have sex really good, it's a big commitment. And I read somewhere that our brains aren't fully developed, and especially the decision-making part of our brain, until we're 25 years old. Exactly. And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have known that. Maybe I would have stopped and been like, well, you know, let me get a second opinion on this with somebody that's older because this might not be the best for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I try to tell girls, like, unless somebody contact me that's like 30 years old that got videos of them doing this and doing this. Like, yeah, I already have a page on here and I'm doing this. I got my clips up for sale and I'm doing this, whoop, and they already about that life. And it's like, okay, well, that's a grown woman. And they interested in working with me. Then I go, okay, well, I'll shoot your information to my director and, just see what you're about.
Yeah.
But I mean, anybody young or desperate or all of that, I always tell them, like, nah, this is not a good idea. Like, I'm not going to be the one to turn you out or put you on and then you looking at me crazy or mad at me because it didn't go the right way you wanted it to go. Like, I don't even have the time to hold your hand through the whole process. And it was times where in the past I did try to hold people's hand in the process. And they fought me the whole way through it to where they still end up feeling some type of way, even though they didn't listen to me. And they end up crashing and burning. So it's too much responsibility to have somebody's life in your hands like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but it's crazy because men is just nuts sometimes. Then he be like, I'm fresh out of jail, man. I'm about that life to be on. It's like, I be like, whoa. And sometimes the people that hit you won't be large. Girls that just look like anything. And it just be like some type of cry for help, I guess. So
And when they do cry for help like that, put me on, do you feel like you want to help them because you seem like you are a helping person to people?
But see, that's the thing. I don't want to help nobody do something that's negative. And I think making porn can be negative depending on your situation and who you are. Really, it is negative. It's just so happened that that's something I chose to do, but that don't mean I want to turn other people out onto it. It's different if you already doing it or if you
be successful.
But I'm not trying to turn no 19-year-old girl or somebody in college or somebody who got daughters and kids. I feel like I've already done enough young, getting it how you live, quote unquote, like Jesus said, get it how you live. You know what I mean? So, it's like when you're young and you go through different things in your life, and even when you're not young, your mind go through different things. So something that might been appropriate last year, this year might not be appropriate no more. You know what I mean? So just because I've already influenced so many people to do it, that don't mean today in my time now that I feel like it's okay and I want to influence more people to do it. I do still have one foot in and one foot out. I might not be actively shooting in the industry or update my website where I'm in all the scenes. I might be here and there making cameo appearances, and I might still have my Connect Pal. I might cam here and there. So I wouldn't consider myself retired because I still am in the sex industry, but that don't mean that if I want to help you, I'm going to be like, it's other ways I can help people other than putting them on to something that can be negative for their life.
Okay. Now,
what if that's what they really want to do, though?
I'm not going to be the one to put them on because from my experience, motherfuckers don't listen.
Okay.
True.
And it's just like, it ain't really worth it to me. It's not worth it to me because I can only help so much, and I've done too much for free where I help people for free, and I didn't benefit from it, and then it didn't go the way they want to go, and they mad at me. It's like, how you mad at me? And I didn't even benefit financially from it. I was just helping. Okay. So it kind of like turned me off from helping people in the industry. Because it's like a lot of people think that just because they willing to fuck, that's all it takes. Oh, I'm cute and I'm willing to fuck. No, you still have to be smart. You still have to be creative. You still have to be marketable and have that it factor. Like some people can be cute and fuck, but then sometimes you don't even know how to do it right, or you might not know how to draw the customers, the fans in to have your own, porn star quality about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some people
you probably don't even look right on camera, etc.
You can easily just be another bitch fucking on film. Everybody not gonna be a porn star. You could just be another bitch who just made a movie. And maybe you might have made a couple of them, but that don't mean you're gonna actually be a star.
So tell me this. Let's do it like this. Okay, like if you know someone's story, wouldn't you say you could kind of make a assessment from what you're being told about that certain individual?
What do you mean?
Okay, like the person you talking with, Billion. She's only 23, but to me, she kind of got. She's like an old soul. She kind of is moving like how an older person would move, not like how a person of 23 would move. Billions to kind of just run down your story so she could kind of get where you're coming from.
Okay, with me, I'm from Seattle, Washington, and most of my family and stuff is from down south, but we moved up to the West Coast, so I already knew about, pimping and a whole bunch of different shit from my dad and my mom, but they would always tell me if I'm going to do anything, get the most out of the situation and not the less. Because who wants to look stupid and not have any money saved or anything? Like, there's people who've worked normal jobs and have 2 and 3 cars, a house, and etc. because they manage their money right? But you have people who just fucking are out here getting it and they're just spending all their money, but they don't even have shit to show for it except for I got a belt, the new Jordans, and this and so forth. So I started getting into IT, different designing and graphics, and then I started looking like, okay, I'm a pretty attractive girl. Let me see about doing stuff with webcams, and I'm good with talking to people, and I've done certain things through school, and I've graduated with my bachelor's, etc. So I was like, all right, let me just test this out to see if I can make money, because I kind of got an idea of what I'm doing, but then again, I don't, right? So you're experimenting at the moment. So what I did was I tried out for like 6-7 different cam websites, right? And this was just off a humbug, just like, all right, I'm going to test it out to see how I do. Then I'm realizing, like, I have 800, 1,000 people in my room, and I'm just sitting up here talking, listening to music, twerking, and I'm making over $1,000 a day doing nothing, right? Literally nothing. Like, there's different people with fetishes, etc. So instead of just blowing my money and trying to look cool, I saved all my money and started traveling the world. And when I would travel the world, I would camp in those places too. And I saved up enough money for me to just travel and move around. That's why he hasn't heard from me in a while too, because I disappear sometimes. Because I like to be off the radar. I'm not like trying to be famous or like trying to get some clout off anybody. Like I'm doing pretty good for myself at this age as far as getting into stocks and, trying to push my own shit that I want to have going on too. Because I do want to make a site, further down the line, but not right now until I have all the key factors down to what I want to do. And
if you have that much traffic, 800,000 people in your room, if you got that much traffic and people knowing you like that, I mean, I wouldn't say wait too long, because the momentum of, not to say people gonna forget who you are or nothing, but once you have a momentum going, you kind of want to build on that and keep the ball rolling, But I feel like you are unique. It's different, Like you said, you went to school, you got a bachelor's degree, you know what I mean? Your family, your mom and dad gave you a little bit of game about yourself. A lot of these people who contact me, they don't have no game about themselves, or they not coming from a position of power, or you know what, they can make a educated decision about what they want to do. And then you're just talking about camming. That's decent. You feel me? You're not having any personal encounters with men, or you didn't have to. It's different. And then I feel like for dancers, for like girls that work at the strip club or even camp, like what I'd be afraid of with the girls is I don't want them images that they can't ever erase out there of them with other men doing this, that, and other. So that's the reason why I don't be so quick to influence these girls, because like I said, I can't monitor and make sure they make the right decision, or do, what if they get with the agent or a person that just turn their world upside down, and then next thing they get strung out on drugs, and later on in their life they want to change their life, and they got all these images and feel bad about themselves. So that type of people who contacted me is completely different from the situation and what you're talking about of yourself,
Too cool to come 24/7.